Here to enlighten us on the internal workings of a betting operator is Dinos Stranomitis, who is Director and CEO of sportsbook provider Altenar. Dinos, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Willem.
And we're eager to hear from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, can I leave this here? Hello, everybody. Almost good afternoon. We're waiting a few minutes until we have the lunch break. I'll try to shift a bit. But before that, I would like to say, Willem, very nice event. Really enjoying. Very interesting things. We all understand what's happening in Netherlands, eventually all the European landscape. What it took my attention in this first morning, and then I will present a bit myself and then go to the presentation, is that it caught my attention that two market leaders are primarily sports betting driven. That gives a signal what the consumer behavior in this country is about. Eventually, I'm Altenar, I'm representing the company, 10 years old, the company, not very old company. We do sports betting only. That's our expertise. Not so easy, a bit difficult, complicated. I will try to go through, if it's possible to go through and describe how it works in 15 minutes. I'm happy to answer questions. And let's go to see. So, usually it's all about the concept. In every single sports betting operations, it depends the angle, you have to follow everything. I would recommend three major angles. Risk management is the person that primarily understands financials and numbers, how much money we lose if Netherlands win, how much money we win if some other team contradict or if we have a draw. That's basically what everyone is scared when we're talking about sports betting. Say, wow, in casino is a secured profit. Not necessarily, but more likely, statistically, it's correct. But sports betting has been designed to deliver a higher margin, eventually more volatile. And that's why we need to have in place risk management, which at the moment, despite the modern approach, it does not work with artificial intelligence, as some people may think. Still, a lot of manual intervenes, I would say. The second angle about the same concept is, let's follow the leagues. Let's understand what the team's doing. Let's make sure we avoid corruption. Let's follow NBA, KPN Eredivisie. Let's follow the European Championship. It's coming in a few weeks. Tour de France, as people said. Quite important. So the second angle to approach the operation is how you attend the sports and the leagues. The third one, and if you ask me, my personal opinion is most important, and eventually it helps many other aspects in the companies, in the operations, is the user segmentation. You see over there 4 doors. Well, imagine that you have all your users coming in your website, and you have to redirect them to the right thing, to get the right service, to make sure yourself that you are not exposed to unnecessary risk. Eventually, this will drive your people to understand responsible gaming, limits, etc., etc. These are the 3 major approaches. However, behind this, and I'm going a bit, and this is probably the most modern approach, is feeds management. What was 20 years ago? Let's get 50 people that they know sports, and let's put up the odds. doesn't work anymore like that. You must have fast, accurate feeds with integrity from all over the world. We have to offer live events with 2-3 seconds delay. 2-3 seconds delay. From Chile to Japan. That's the tough part. It costs a lot. And just to give you an understanding, it's more than 20 feeds that we have integrated, not exhaustive. The level of specialization, it's amazing, especially post-COVID. New companies coming in say, I have this particular thing to give you, it's better than everyone. This is the modern approach. I'm facing questions, say, yes, but guys, what are you doing by yourselves? Many things we can do by ourselves, but what's happening in the other side of the world, we cannot do it from our office. We need to have the local information fast, accurate, with integrity. And then, obviously, settings, margins, limits, too many things. I remember we calculated, well, I will talk technically, it's more than 100 components that decides the final outcome. Well, difficult to describe all those in a few minutes. But anyway, moving on. Price comparison. You need to know what's the price of your competitor. Sometimes it's more important on AX Amsterdam, you have slightly better price to your competitor to attract the right audience without exposing yourself to unnecessary risk. That's a thin line. So this is eventually how, behind the three main components, how it works behind that. Let's go a little bit below that. How we decide to move on, it's all about reporting. How detailed your reporting is, and how you understand that reporting. On purpose, we have established a particular API, so all the customers working with us, we provide to their PAM, to their platform, all the information we see, they see. They have to consume. They must have, the operator must have all reporting in place to understand, okay, you like Barcelona, I give you a bonus in Barcelona, or I give you an offer in Barcelona. You like PSV? What do you like? You like cycling. That's how it should be behind. And then, imagine all this, customization. Every single operator should have a customized solution. In Netherlands, somehow, it worked a bit different. Many operators say, I want something like that. And they got something like that. I would claim, if you want to be a market leader, you should have your own approach, your own customization, your own things. You have to make your own way. And this is also important to keep the legislation in place. For instance, remember in Sweden that we work, every single participant in sports that is underage should not be published. That's how the customization works, which should not be the case in Finland, for example, that there is no country legislation yet. And everything is more free to work with Malta license or whatever. Working in Ontario, in Canada, you need to have a completely different approach that you need. The money line, the spread, the American stuff, as we call it. And again, depends. So to have the same solution pretty much everywhere does not work. Even operators working in multi-jurisdiction operations should have something different to offer. And then it's a nice discussion. I have the third one, I say HI is a human intelligence that we neglect. It's very common to say AI. In this industry yet, AI is not in the level we're dreaming. That's the truth. Still, people dictate what to happen. The technology needs to be a little bit beyond. And let's be honest, it delivers good money, and we still can afford to use human brains. That's the truth. In all this equation, I used to say that in every single business you do, you need tools and people. And I would close what a trading desk is needed basically with people. What I described before, if I could analyze you, for anyone who is interested, we're talking about 14 different functions inside the trading. Every team must have a specific scope, a specific job description, and the most important is not how every team is performing. The most important how these 14 teams are communicating each other. We have coordinators, we have training sessions. That's the most important element, in my opinion, not necessarily just for trading. Maybe in trading is a little bit specialized and it gives you a good breakdown, but every single company must have this communication element on the top of the agenda. Obviously, we're talking about HR, and then all this delivers a plan. It has to be a plan in place. What I call it, a nice text to describe the strategy. What's our scope? All in all, I think I managed to give you a little bit of an overview how we say a trading desk is run. I did not want to give more details at the moment because it would be a little bit waste of time in terms of if we stay and understand the concept, that's more likely more important thing. And in all these things, I say a trading, sports betting operations, before everything, must have one simple rule. It has to be ethical. It has to be ethical. It has to allow the consumer the limits this consumer deserves in all aspects. You should not get advantage of an addicted person. You should prevent someone who is trying to come with corruption in your place. It's not easy, it's a thin balance, but all in all, the more important is if you have the ethical approach, then you spend time to understand the motivation of the consumer coming to your website. If you know the motivation, eventually your business will be successful because you know how to approach this person, you know how to spend the right marketing money, you know how to approach the whole market.